Joining us now is Branson's Mayor Karen Best. Madam Mayor, first our condolences to all of you here in this community. You're from here. You've been here over 50 years, or 50 years, I believe, at this point. What have the last 36 hours been like for you?
It's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster of emotion. You know, anytime you hear that there's a loss of life, it touches your community. And, you know, we're a community of resilience, and we are all about taking care of our citizens. But I think what makes us very unique is we're all about taking care of strangers, too. It's what's made us who we are. We've been that way since, I think, beginning of time. And so and when you come here, the experience that you get is that we love on you no matter whether you're here as a citizen or you're here as someone that we've never met before.
How are the citizens, though, coping? They may not have known all of these people, but this is still a tragedy that has engulfed this community.
Our community is very heartbroken. I mean, if you look on social media, you will see a very common thread, and that is of heartbreak. You know, we care very much about those that live around us, but we care very much about anyone who enters this city.
I know that you knew the driver of the vehicle, Bob. Some people said he was the mayor in some ways of this town. What can you tell us about him?
You know, Bob, when he would walk into a room, he would light a room up. He lit the room up with his smile. He lit the room up with his personality. He didn't even have to say anything. Everybody was always drawn to Bob, just a real pillar in the community, just salt of the earth. He never met a stranger. He loved everyone, and he's going to be sorely missed in our community.
I'm not certain if you've spoken with his family at all. How are they coping today?
You know, it's tough. You know, when you lose someone that is so near and dear to your heart, how do you make that a good thing? It's never easy.
You were telling me before we started here that you were just out on the duck boats with your family. Do you look at the duck boats differently now after what happened on Thursday?
You know, growing up, the duck boats have always been, excuse me, one of our favorite things to do. You know, as businesses, we take our employees there, and it was always so great. So, you know, after a tragedy like this, you start thinking of things different. You know, after 9/11, when I flew, I would never get on a plane again and fly the same way. So I'm sure as, you know, people get on the boats, I'm sure their attitudes will change somewhat. I think people will be more safety conscious when they get on. I know I will.
Do you think the boats still belong, though, here in Branson, Missouri? I know there are calls for some of the safety changes.
You know, I think it's really early in the investigation stage, and I'll be looking forward to what the NTSB and the Coast Guard come up with. You know, there may be some safety changes that need to be made. Senator Blunt and Senator McCaskill were here yesterday. We were talking about, you know, what we could do to improve that.
Right.
I think it's too early to make that decision, but I think as time goes on, I think that's something that not just here, but across America, because these are not just unique to Branson.
That's right. Madam Mayor, we appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Anthony and Michelle will send it back to you now.
All right, Dana Jacobson, as the mayor said, it's heartbreaking, and heartbreaking to watch Tia Coleman, that mother who lost 3 kids. I don't know how she can even talk about what happened.
I can't imagine either, and I think about really the question whether or not this singular boat or any boat its size in that weather could have prevented this from happening. We shall certainly see in the coming year.